Good morning, everyone. Welcome on in. Let's get those subtitles sorted. They're not on. There we go. Welcome, everyone. I hope we're doing good. It is a special extra Thursday stream today. Just for you lucky ducks on YouTube this morning. And we're going to be watching a sort of play on Titanic this morning, so should be fun. Hopefully gonna have a happier ending, but we'll see. Hi Core, hi Spine, hi Gatsby, hi Giza, Kara. Welcome on in. I hope we're all doing good. We actually have two YouTube exclusive streams this week, as we've got another episode of Dynasty Warriors on Saturday as well. So you're winning, YouTube. Hey Zan, welcome. Hope you're doing good. Well Dweller on Stream Next Fest is pretty good. Let me have a look. Because it's hell slogging through them all right now. Ugh, I think I might need that extension someone posted in the Discord this morning to kind of like wade through all the Gen AI stuff. Dark Fairy Tale Metroidvania. Oh, thank goodness, and no Gen AI disclosure. Oh, the art style's interesting for that. Of course, you have a giant robot spider. Oh my goodness. Alright. Put that on the watch out for list then. Oh, you just found it today? You're still going through them as well. Hello, welcome. You made it to Gongaga today. I don't know what that is in Rebirth. The last thing that happened for us was the snake. And then we went in a cave. We didn't do much main story last episode because I got a little distracted doing side quests. I don't know. I don't know what the difference is. You like the devs previously? They've got some good games under their belt then. Hey Peter, how are you? Hope you're well. Welcome. How's it going? I hope you're good. Yeah, been doing some stuff for Chadley. He's been getting a little not aggressive. Pushy. He'll be like, "Oh, you gonna go get that data for me?" But you know, you probably have better. I know you probably have better things to do. Like, and we'd only been like a minute since I last spoke to him. He didn't even give me a chance to vacate the premises before he started nagging at me. So that was kind of funny. But we've been going through those and doing the summon stuff. We met here the female counterpart of Chadley, who I suspect is just Chadley in a wig. I'm still suspicious about that. Yeah, and he keeps following us around. I'm telling you, he's got a tracker on us. It's the only way he could possibly know where we are all the time. I mean, he's been following us since the first game. He certainly seems to know his way around. Hello, welcome. How you doing? I hope you're good. I don't know. I've got this creeping feeling that he's gonna be more than just a like side quest materia giver, you know, and he's got a bigger role to play in the next game. I'm still putting my money slightly down on some like mad boss fight Hojo somehow planned and gathering data against us. Like, I don't know why, but that seems like something like Hojo would try to do. But we'll see. We'll see. They could, like, completely flip it and have it so that Chadley becomes some, like, super strong summon ally as well. Seeing as he's very related to summoning. But we'll see. We'll see. Oh, good lord. It's not been 5 minutes. It's too early in the morning. It really is. Oh. We'll do an extra stream, I said. It'll be fun, I said. No. It was a Thursday. I thought it was safe. Well, it's Friday here, but you know what I mean. Speaking of Rebirth, though, yeah, we are playing that tomorrow. I'm looking forward to seeing what's in the cave after we fought that giant sort of cobra anaconda thing. Well, to be fair, we didn't really fight it. It was kind of Sephiroth we finished it off in the end. So, we didn't really do much. Bold of me to trust a Thursday, right? Apparently Thursdays are a little bit spicy. At the moment I started the stream, there was just someone sort of just spamming random words. I don't know what that was about, honestly. Got here before I did, which is unusual. Hopefully though, once we get to the game today, it's going to be nice and chill. He did. He did, yeah. And also presented us with perhaps the biggest plot armor I've seen for a character in Final Fantasy yet. The plot armor being the villain is not going to let the main character die. I'm assuming until he gets his hands on him. So I feel like Cloud could get himself into all sorts of situations right now. If anything, I'm tempted to test that theory as well. Like, can we just do something stupidly daring and just see if Sephiroth comes and tries to save him? I'm really curious about that now. I think he would. Hey Geezer, how you doing? I hope you're well. Welcome. How's it going? They're back! Well, that's what we're playing tomorrow, not today. But I'm thoroughly enjoying it. And the Chocobos. Oh, we met the Moogles. Yeah, that was weird. They had a quite infuriating minigame that involved sort of herding them like cats into a tiny pen. And it said that was the easy level. So I'm kind of dreading to see what the hard level for that's going to be, to be honest. The first one was already very chaotic. Hi, Rev. Oh, no worries. I appreciate it. I hope you're doing good today. Hi, Sunder. Welcome. How are you? Hope you're good. I bet I can see it becoming one. It's going to be the Gestural Beach of that game, I think. The question is, though, is it going to be more or less frustrating than the Gestural Beach volleyball? That is the real question. In fact, I wouldn't be surprised if that... did they have that minigame in the original? The Moogle herding. Was that a thing in the original? Because if it was, it definitely inspired Gestural Beach volleyball. If that's the case. It must have. But yeah, we've only found yeah, we only went to one so far. So there's more of that to come. Oh, it might be new. Okay. Maybe it's the other way around then. Maybe Gestural Beach Volleyball inspired that. I know some of the Final Fantasy crew really enjoyed Expedition, so that'd be funny. A whole game sort of, in a sense, inspired by Final Fantasy. Inspiring Final Fantasy itself would be a nice little sort of circle of dev inspiration there, wouldn't it? Some of the Moogle mini... There's more Moogle mini-games. Okay. There's more where that came from. You haven't done your Fallout daily? I haven't done my Fallout dailies for a while. I logged in to get the daily stuff. Free stuff, and then I called it a day. Been wrestling Blender plugins and doing some Warframe today. Nice. Hopefully you got the Blender plugins working. My dad really likes playing around with Blender. He got like a whole new computer thing just so he could render stuff faster. Hello, welcome. Oh, I did though. Bethesda did send me a code for the Deathclaw pet. So I'm thinking like next update, everybody just brings their biggest pets and we see how much of a nightmare it is, because you know they're gonna get in the way when they become companions. But yeah, I just want to see like how bad it's gonna be. Like, can we get through doors? We have to find like the most annoying building possible to have like a server full of pets in there and see how it goes. I do think it's going to be like when I did the drunk streamer trials and it was pet day and we couldn't finish the trial because the pets were causing more frogs to spawn, and then nobody could see the frogs because of the pets, and then the FPS just tanked. It was pretty chaotic. Don't recommend. It was like all the summons you can possibly imagine in ESO. The game did not enjoy that. So But the thing is, with those, you can kind of like walk through them. I don't think you can walk through your pet in Fallout, so I'd be surprised if we can get out of the building once we get in. Oh, self-care is important. It is hard to forget sometimes, though. For sure. And let things catch up to you. But we all need a mental break. Bring Hoggy. Yeah, Hoggy, to be fair, Hoggy gets in the way. And he's like half the size of the Deathclaw, so that's why I think it's going to be a nightmare. Oh, you need some texture things. You don't want to pay for the substance painter. Because you begrudge giving. Oh, is that like an Adobe plugin for it? But no, I don't blame you. Yeah, they're a nightmare. Got the glowing rad hog from the season board. It's really adorable and it's got a little wobbly belly. They gave its belly little wobbly physics. Okay, that is kind of cute. You hope the frog minigame in Final Fantasy VII doesn't give you PTSD then. Oh dear. There's a frog minigame? So, I guess, yeah, Rebirth's gonna have a lot of that then. A lot of minigames. I'm enjoying the card game. I really love it. We've been really BSing some wins in that. One of my favorite things to do in Gwent was make just ridiculous card decks that weren't necessarily the meta, but might be something that someone's not expecting, you know? Like, there was this one card you could get that would copy another card, include, you know, in its points. And I remember they used it against me, not expecting me to have it in my deck, so I just copied their copy card and won. That was a pretty good match. I would have loved to have seen their face when I did that. They made it really nice chunky points for me. It was great. But I love like silly little setups like that. Oh. Oh no. So they bought it and then, of course. Oh, that's annoying. You studied hard for Queen's Blood. I'm kind of just trying to get the grasp of it and what everything does as we go. Lately, my technique has been to block the board. So they get like 2 rows and that's it. And that's kind of been working sometimes. If we can. But I still don't really know what everything does yet. We just got the Moogle card, so that's nice. That's a really nice card. If they try to buff their stuff, it buffs us too. So it makes them perhaps reconsider that. Buffing their cards. So that's like an interesting... I find that to be a very interesting card, that, because it did make me think. I basically just didn't use the buffs when I was fighting against it. No, I know, yeah. And I feel like there are alternatives, but they're not necessarily as good, but their subscription service is such a scam. It really infuriates me. It's so difficult to get out of, too. They do have the best program for texturing, though. I'm hoping that we're going to get some stronger competition for Adobe, especially with people getting very frustrated with them and their subscription services. Right now, you look exactly like Xavier in his so sleepy mode. Oh, it's late right there where you are. Oh, goodness. He's probably sleeping right now. I can't believe Xavier. We could have had his card this time, but he spooked us with his standard myth, so we didn't get it. We got everybody except Xavier. Maybe next time, eh? Maybe next time. I did end up pulling a little bit more than I wanted to. But I really wanted Zane's card this time because of the Pride and Prejudice theme. You have a rock concert camp and your Deathclaw's the bouncer. Amazing. You're using Map Plus for Blender. Oh, it has baking issues from time to time, though, and that's not good. You need a Deathclaw bodyguard. Well, we're gonna have them soon. They're gonna turn them into companions, so... You're just gonna see a sea of them, I think, whenever we go to an event. I think it's gonna be quite chaotic, to be fair. Hey, welcome. Oh, is it subscription-based now? I didn't know that, Rob. I don't blame you. I mean, do you need updates for that? Not really. But that's so annoying. Do you remember when it just used to come with the computer? Ugh. You'd settle for like a monitor lizard. My friend back home, she has a lizard that was about this big. Does that count as like a monitor lizard? He was very friendly. Apparently, Sunder, yeah. Yeah, I didn't know that either. I'm curious about that too. It's like I think you still can with Photoshop, right? But it'll be like a ridiculous price. They've done it so you can upload the file online and then download them anywhere on a different computer. But you just, yeah, like the old school USB stick, right? And not paying a yearly cost. So that's really the only difference. Not worth it. Oh, I'm glad they did, Geezer. Yeah. I'm surprised it took them so long, to be honest. Because they tend to focus more on the mobile side anyway, don't they? Hey, Salmon, how are you? Hope you're well. Welcome. How's it going today? I hope you're good. Yeah, doing all right. Hey, Gilby. How you doing? You well? Where am I from? I'm from England. I don't live there anymore, though. Only subscription now. Yeah, that's some BS. Everything's... I feel like everything that used to just be... You could just pay for it up front is subscription-based now. Isn't it? Oh. Four hours of crocheting to do. What are you crocheting? In the Discord. Uh-oh. Yeah, we don't have any control over it, sadly. Not until they upgrade the feature. Because it's just like a beta feature right now. Oh my goodness. I mean, they've been on the nicer side today, at least. They've been less insulting than usual. So it definitely could be worse. Unpolite, at least, too. There you go. Oh, goodness me. Oh no. It's just so early in the morning. Yeah, unfortunately, Rab. Yeah, didn't they? What was it? That thing. There was some court case and in Europe, and they were trying to basically stop it so game companies could revoke your access when they shut down a game. But I think they lost, didn't they? They said they can't. Basically, they can't force the companies to do that or something like that. Just remember reading about it this week. Now you mentioned that. So yeah, a lot of them you don't actually own them. They could poof at any time from your game list for whatever reason. The most Texan of all. Yes. It's a very Texas accent. Oh my, northwest of the southeastern part. I see. Yeah. I think it was pretty recent this week. So, kind of bad news, I guess, but I can also see how it might be difficult to legally implement as well, especially like internationally. I haven't played violin since primary school. There's a big case in the UK. Oh, there's a case in the UK as well. Wait, that wasn't. So that was a separate one to the European one. But no, I mean, funnily enough, we're playing a mobile game today that I would argue has the same problem where, they're not people pumping a lot of money into the game, but there's no guarantee you're gonna get an offline version at the end. Um, it could just they could just delete the servers and that's it. You know, that's the more likely scenario. Whenever it does end. I'm not getting a lot of these messages today, Spine. So YouTube seems to be filtering out stuff pretty well. So they're quite literally screaming into the void. It would seem, because I can't see it. If we get a remastered New Vegas, you're looking forward to the Wasteland Cowgirl cosplay. I don't know if you could pay me love nor money to dress up as a cowgirl. Starring as a cowboy, maybe. Just a cowgirl? I don't know about that. Give us Texan K. It's definitely, I would say you're more likely to get Fallout Free first, but yeah, it does happen more with free to play, doesn't it? Yeah, but they also end up being the most expensive games, don't they? That people pump the most money into. Dress up the kitties as cow cats. Oh no, that's not good. Sunder, what happened? Yeah, there's definitely more games I feel that is applying to these days. And any like online games as well. Like Elder Scrolls Online, Warframe, etc. Oh no, the lens just fell out. That's not good. Whereas before, you know, we had discs and physical media, so we didn't really have to worry about it. I mean, I suppose the problem with those was that, you know, the newer machines wouldn't run them anymore. But you know, if you've got the old consoles or systems, you can still, they're still there in physical form. Yeah, but no, I agree. I mean, why can't they offer an offline version, you know? Is it they don't want to, they just don't want to spend the money on that? I'm curious. There's some other, like, weird reason behind it. Yeah, you heard Warframe. We did get a roadmap for this event. Today, if you check your mail, it might be when the servers reset for US and EU. There's some mugwort furniture for the home system that's free. We'll take a look at that at the beginning today. And then on the 23rd, oh, 27th, sorry. On the 27th, we've got the new Promise starting, the new season. And then after that, we don't know. So we could have a live stream, maybe, or a version update mentioned in between. Billy World's coming, so there's a good chance I think we're gonna get maybe something before then. We'll have to wait and see. But it's around that time we get a big version update, so fingers crossed. Imagine if they pull the plug on Fallout 76 tomorrow. All the hours you spent, the money's gone forever, yeah. I feel like Bethesda would do an offline version. Or would like to, but Microsoft, I don't know. I don't know if Microsoft would want to push for that. So there's a bit of disparity there, I think. Where I think Bethesda would want to, but I don't know about Microsoft, and they'd probably get the final decision, you know? But I do think, you know, it's an interesting topic because I think, you know, especially with what we're playing a gacha today, of course. Does that make you as a consumer think twice about the amount of money you spend in the game, knowing everything you spend in it could just disappear next month if it shut down next month, you know? Or it had a sudden shut, especially with all the studio closes happening and layoffs. What game is safe? You know? When Microsoft is shutting down studios, award-winning studios, with games that did relatively well. I do feel like people would be more willing to spend if they knew it was something they could keep. Activision Pursuit was always, I don't know. They bought all these studios just to shut them down. It's so strange, isn't it? It's like they went full force into gaming and now somewhat seem to be regretting it. Guess it wasn't, I guess, I don't know, maybe it wasn't the quick buck they were hoping for. But it's weird that they bought so many studios just to close them. Kingdom Hearts Union shut down. How long was that live for? offline version would take 10 years to drop with the track record. I mean, well, hey, you know, in the case of 76, the base of it is already a single player game because it's basically built off of Fallout 4, so half the work's done. Only a couple of years. Oof. Dear. Hey, welcome back, Sunder. But yeah, I think, you know, if it is good to think about at least, like, when you're figuring out, like, your spending for certain games as well. Like, how are you gonna feel if it shut down tomorrow and they didn't give you an offline version, you know? Will you still feel like your money was well spent, or will you feel a bit ripped off? I remember, yeah, I was also quite hopeful about it at the start. But as the years have gone by, I've started to see it as a bit more of a negative, sadly. Yeah. I mean, they initially were thinking of shutting down 76, you know? They didn't see it as a profitable venture, which is ironic because now they want to focus more on Fallout. So they went from really not giving Fallout much funding at all to now suddenly wanting to give it more funding. So they've had a bit of a weird switcheroo there. I don't know why. It's like now you see it that you should have done this for this to line up with the show. Like, imagine if they brought out a Fallout New Vegas remaster when they brought out season 2 of the show. It would have sold like hotcakes. So I don't understand the marketing sometimes on the Microsoft side, because I think they've missed so many opportunities with Bethesda especially. They're different and lighter. Hopefully more secure too. Sword Art Online memory defrag also shut down. You lost everything, and oh, it changed like your perspective on like how much you were willing to spend on games like that. Yeah, I do think, you know, if when that first game shuts down that you have spent on, I can see that sort of shifting the perceptive a little bit in terms of like how much you're willing to spend in the future for sure. And but I still think, you know, consumers will spend more if they feel like they can still enjoy it when the service ends than if there's an uncertainty. I think Warframe's doing... Yeah, I don't think Warframe's going anywhere anytime soon. They're doing pretty great, aren't they? I think Soulframe's going to bring in its own people and have some crossover, but I don't think it'll negatively affect Warframe at all. I think there's people who perhaps are more into like medieval fantasy that will gravitate more towards Soulframe. Maybe they liked the idea of Warframe, the concept of it, you know, but it just didn't quite appeal to them, that sort of futuristic world. So they're going to gravitate more towards Soulframe instead. Okay, 2-week notice is insane. Yeah, that's not it. 2-week notice. Goodness me. Wow. You think they'd give at least a month? It is, yeah. It's less speedy, isn't it? So I think that'll also be a factor, yeah. Because there's some people who Warframe gives up a bit of motion sickness as well. Soulframe won't. I probably won't. Yeah, so I think if anything, it's just they're gonna have 2 cakes instead of 1, you know? This is what I think Rockstar could have had with Red Dead and GTA if they gave the care and attention to Red Dead Online. But for some reason, they didn't want 2 cakes. They just wanted to focus on 1 golden goose, so... They just kind of let it die. And we're like, yeah, we'll get a little bit of profit from it, but we're not going to update it. Why? I do not know. But yeah, for me, in terms of like Soulframe and Warframe, I do think Soulframe appeals to me a little bit more than Warframe, and I think it's a setting thing. I do like that medieval fantasy a little bit more. But I did enjoy Warframe when I played it too. Feels like a Sunday, but it's only Thursday. All right. Just so you can get Fibiconi for Starion. They have a cracking lineup of voice actors for Warframe. So many of my favorite voice actors are now in it. I think Reb's got a good eye for people. Or a good ear. She's got a good ear for people. You adore Warframe, but it took a little to get into. You love the setting after that. Soulframe's more your type of setting, so you're going to play it. Warframe does have its claws in you, though. Yeah, I mean, it's one of the I think the best managed free-to-play games out there in terms of, like, not making you feel pressured to spend, spending in it feeling fair, despite it being free-to-play. Reb's got to catch it. Reb's just catching all her favorite VAs, yeah. I love that for her. Oh, the game has quite the ensemble now. Curious to see who else is going to get added in the future. All right, so we do have the Titanic themed card today. Again, hopefully it's going to have a better ending. In the other cards we watched, in order to leave the movie, they did have to change the ending. So maybe it'll be the same for Rafts. We're going to have to wait and see. Okay, so I will be right back. I'm just going to grab a drink, pop in some eye drops, and then we're going to start. But we will first look at the furniture thing we got in the mail before we continue with that. Okay, and then we'll go straight into Rafayel's card this morning. All right, I will be right back.
Good morning.
Oh, all right, everyone. Okay, are we ready for potential depression this morning? And a little bit of Titanic. My heart remains the same. I see what they did there. Alright. This is the last card we got. We managed to grab for this event. We got everybody but Xavier this time, because he spooked us with the standard myth. So, sadly we don't get to watch Romeo and Juliet, but we did get the other four, so, you know, it could have been worse. No, I don't. I'd be surprised if the song's in it. I don't know if they're going to have some other kind of rendition in it. We'll have to wait and see. All right. Yeah, but they have that moment in. All right. Here we go. Warm golden light flickers through the windows, casting a soft glow over the refined antique table.
Miss, do you have a preference for how the gold leaf should be shaped for your 2 orders of caviar?
Okay, so I wonder if are we both going to be rich, or usually Raphael's the rich one.
Yes. No golden leaf bits, please.
I hear a familiar voice behind me, and before I can even turn around, Raphael has already slid into the seat across from me. He's grinning.
Sir, the edible gold leaf is the dish's signature touch.
Edible gold only makes food prettier, not better.
Facts, honestly. You can smell the no, it's so these are all loosely inspired by famous movies. It is a collaboration they're doing with the Shanghai Film Festival. So Silas's was Casablanca, but a very different version of Casablanca, very, very loosely based. Caleb's was like a little bit of a mixture of Up, The Truman Show, and Ghost. Zane's was, again, a very different sort of, like, you could see it was inspired by Pride and Prejudice, but it was very different from it. So, no, they're fine. Unsure, the waiter looks at us. I nod. No gold leaf, please. Raphael chuckles softly as he leans back in his chair and surveys the dishes before him.
Someone's in the mood for a fancy dinner.
I smile. It's not like this is the real world. Why shouldn't I treat myself? Wait, so in this one, do they both know they're not in the real world? In the others, she knew they didn't. And so she kind of had to fix everything. But it seems like they're both aware here, maybe? So we're getting something like slightly different. Your brain can't comprehend edible gold. Like how? It does look about the bomb, though. Very nice. Right? But it doesn't sound like it would taste nice. Maybe it just tastes of nothing? I don't know. I know they can put like it on chocolate sometimes, don't they? But then it's the chocolate you're tasting, not the gold. Right. I'm gonna eat this. You like to look at it, though. About a week ago, Raphael and I stumbled upon a private movie theatre during one of our walks. The sign at the entrance boasts about a unique next-gen cinematic experience, and our curiosity got the better of us. Raphael tugged me down onto the plush sofa sitting next to each other. We decided to go with the owner's recommendation and watch The Skuldra. The story follows a great ocean liner as it strikes an iceberg. 2 lovers are torn apart, a rich woman and a penniless artist. The romance has earned its place among cinema's great classics. So in this world, it's the Skuldra, this boat, which is a bit more foreboding than the name Titanic, to be fair. But yeah, so a lot of the cards for this banner, they're basically following this sort of transmitigation premise. There's a lot of Chinese dramas where someone gets like sucked into a story or into a manhwa or into the past, and then they have to like fix something or do something very specific to go home. And I do think all of these cards have been a slight play on that so far. So likely in order to leave, they're going to have to change something or do something very specific. In Caleb's case, he couldn't leave. He kept trying to leave the area the story was set, and it wouldn't. He couldn't, like in Truman Show. He kept getting punished for it. But he noticed there was something odd that made him think there was something outside of it. As the room went dark and the opening theme swelled, Raphael handed me the popcorn bucket. But before I could grab a handful, buttery sweetness gave way to the salty tang of sea air. When my head clears, my palm is pressed against a cold metal rail. A boundless blue sea sprawls out before me. How did I get on a ship? This is like 4D, too much 4D experience. I scan my surroundings, but there's no sign of Raphael. I only see a flag with the words "The Skuldra" dripping in the wind.
I'll have your luggage brought to your suite.
Like, a disaster movie also is not the kind of movie you want to get dragged into, especially if you know the ending. A middle-aged woman in a suit slightly bows before collecting 2 suitcases. She then walks towards the cabin. I look down. I'm wearing an intricate ornate dress. A glittering gemstone necklace rests against my neck. Am I inside the movie? A sudden gust snatches my hat, and it sails in an arc towards the lower deck. I peer over the edge to see the back of a familiar figure, deftly grab the falling hat with a sweep of his paintbrush. Raphael. Without thinking much, I hitch up my voluminous dress and dash towards the lower deck. I mean, I kind of hope he's the poor artist in this, because it'd be nice to kind of like see him in a sort of subverted role, because in the real world he's a filthy rich artist. He's wearing a beret! He's wearing a beret. Why is he wearing a beret? Down several flights of stairs over the threshold or 2, and through a door labelled standard class, I finally reach him. He looks far too fancy for standard class. Oh, we're sure we didn't jump into Expedition 33 accidentally. Raphael, why are we on a ship? He quirks an eyebrow before revealing a courteous smile.
I'm a painter, miss. The kind that are a dime a dozen with nothing to their name. More importantly...
Okay, maybe he doesn't know. I think he doesn't know.
We just met. What makes you think I know why you're on this ship?
Oh no, okay, so she's the only one who knows again. He has no idea. Baffled, I gape at him. But we were watching a movie together a few seconds ago. He shakes his head. He looks genuinely puzzled.
I've been on the deck since this morning.
Oh no. This isn't the time for jokes.
Miss, I'll be honest. I have no idea what you're talking about.
Oh, they think she's drunk again.
Mr. Raphael, here's your delivery.
I turn my head to see a crew member cradling a package and waving at Raphael. Judging by its shape, it looks like a painting. Oh, no worries, Rep. See you later. Have a good one. Thanks for hanging out. Wearing a beret poorly. Raphael extends the hat to me with a refined politeness and offers a small smile.
I've got things to do and places to be, miss. Here's your hat. Try to hold on to it this time.
As Raphael walks off without so much as glancing back, I finally realize that he has no idea who I am. Kind of reminds me of when they first met, and she used to call him the Weird Fish Man. He helped her catch a fish in this little game, and then when she turned to talk to him, he'd already walked off. He was upset because she didn't remember him. And now it's reversed. Gets to taste her own medicine. Sorry. It's okay as long as you clean up after yourself, Spy. After a week, Raphael and I have somehow evolved from complete strangers to dining companions. The waiter arrives at our table with the final meal. Thin layers of fish fan out like a flower about to blossom.
Now here's some exquisite plating.
Raphael reaches for his fork, but the waiter quickly adjusts the plate's position to stop him.
Good eye, sir. Our head chef designed this after traveling the globe. It was inspired by the ocean itself.
Okay, he is clearly not as poor as Leo was in the Titanic movie.
The chef is also very particular about tank temperatures, ensuring every fish reaches you at peak freshness. The grouper is kept in waters at 22 degrees Celsius, while the lobster's tank is at 17 degrees Celsius. Please enjoy each layer on its own.
Raphael's gaze is on the seafood. He nods with feigned seriousness. Then, without missing a beat, he spears every piece of fish on his fork and shoves the whole thing into his mouth.
Now they're safely stored in my stomach at a comfortable 37 degrees Celsius. Excuse me.
Okay, he's not changed that much then. He's still... he still thinks he's funny. Yeah, Raphael will always be Raphael. It doesn't matter what world we're in. My laughter attracts the attention of Raphael and the waiter. As the waiter watches in disbelief, I mimic Raphael and devour the elegant dish in a single bite. He's like a merman, so technically he's a fish. He can control sharks, and one of his companions can control sharks. Yes, that is a thing I believe the Abyss Walker can do. You must be very busy. You don't need to walk us through the entire menu. The waiter gives a quiet nod and excuses himself. Raphael thoughtfully studies me.
You're not like the other hoity-toity socialites here.
Did it take you an entire week to notice? Your observation skills could use some work.
Don't underestimate me. That's hardly the only thing I've picked up on.
Raphael takes his time, extracting the succulent lobster meat from its shell, and then lifts it to my lips. Without thinking, I lean in and bite the food.
You're strangely relaxed when I'm around, and you know me like the back of your hand.
Just freaking them out slowly, minute by minute in these cards, isn't she? I hesitate, for what I feel for him is more than just knowing him. But this Raphael doesn't remember anything from Lincoln City, so I can't just tell him the truth. I think she did with Caleb. She came out of the TV like the frickin' Ring girl, and then proceeded to tell him everything about their life in Lincoln, and he thought she was somehow drunk.
There's the fact that you knew my name when we first met.
I saw you at several art salons. Other people mentioned you before.
Sure.
Nice save.
But how do you explain that you know my favorite dishes? You always order what I like.
You like what I ordered? What a coincidence. We must have the same preferences. Raphael keeps his eye on his plate as he hurriedly picks the bones from his fish.
You're not a very convincing liar.
Miss, that matter you asked me to look into.
Just as I'm struggling to figure out how to explain everything, or whether or not explaining anything at all, the housekeeper walks in and saves me.
I'll leave you to your business. Think I'll go chase the sunset now. See if it sparks any inspiration.
Hey, I hope. Welcome. Hope you're doing good. Raphael, he just keeps disappearing. Raphael gives a quick nod and makes his way towards the
The
deck.
Skuldra doesn't allow passengers to disembark early. but I found a crew member who can arrange a private boat for us.
She's trying to figure out how they can escape the boat before the iceberg hits. Knowing that the survival rate is quite limited. Yeah. And I'm assuming in that movie too, like in the Titanic, it probably doesn't end well for the male lead. But Raphael can swim, so... Oh, but maybe he can't in this world. Oh dear. Because he can swim and breathe underwater. So in Silas's, he couldn't heal. He wasn't immortal like he is in their world. So there was a very real possibility he could have died in the movie world, and maybe it's going to be the same for Raphael, where he can't breathe underwater. That will be problematic if we do hit the iceberg. I exhale. That takes care of my biggest worry. The movie ends with the painter drowning in the ocean. I won't let Raphael meet the same fate.
When we're near the next port, we'll be able to get you off the ship.
I think convincing him to get off the ship, though, is going to be the hard part. The housekeeper excuses herself. I glance at Raphael, who's standing outside the dining room. He's lounging against the railing and waving a piece of bread at the hungry seagulls nearby. The sun is sinking towards the horizon. Dusk paints his shoulders red, its warm light dancing across his face. How am I supposed to bring this up with him?
Well, well. Someone's smitten with that little artist.
Who are you? I turn to see Miss Baker, my neighbour from the next suite over. She eyes me with an obvious amusement.
He's with you for every meal. And you just can't take your eyes off of him while he feeds the seagulls. Oh, I've been there, dear. Keeping a handsome face or two around when I was young.
Does she think it's like a toy boy situation? This is getting absurd. I need to clear things up. It's not like that. The only reason I've been dining with him is because I want to invest in his art. The conviction in my eyes works. Miss Baker seems to believe that what she did get it wrong.
Paintings don't make much money until after the artist dies.
Well, about that, now it's gonna look like something premeditated. He's not like them.
So, miss, you aren't just familiar with my tastes. You studied my paintings, too?
Oh, we dug a deeper hole now. I didn't notice when Raphael slipped back into the dining room. He's standing right behind
Setting
me.
Sun Supper has earned its reputation for exquisite food and a breathtaking view. I appreciate the hospitality.
He presses a hand to his chest and elegantly bows to Miss Baker and me.
Well, I should get back to my canvas. Can't let my new investor down, can I?
The change in his tone is hard to ignore. I groan internally. He took that the wrong way. I don't have the time to worry about how it might look. I rush after Raphael outside the dining room.
Use.
The path to the lower deck twists and turns, and it takes me longer than expected to reach the standard class area. By the time I make it to the passenger cabins, darkness has settled in. The cold wind swirls around me, making my dress flutter. I think this is the background for the cat caretaker boat. I think it might be. I could have sworn Raphael went this way. Where is he?
Why don't you ask him yourself?
Is he putting on like a slight southern twang to his voice as well? It's like slightly different. From around the corner, a familiar figure emerges. Raphael. Raphael moves behind me to shield my body from the wind.
Word is, some distinguished lady came down here looking for someone, circling the deck like a lost sea turtle.
What if it wasn't me? Your efforts would have been wasted.
Post-dinner strolls are good for the stomach. What about you? What brings you all the way down here?
It's complicated, but there's something important I need to tell you. I take a deep breath to collect myself. I need to clear up that misunderstanding from earlier, but more importantly, I have to tell Raphael about leaving the ship early. If you know... You don't know. That's generally the rule of thumb, because they are NDA actors in this, so if you know, you don't know. Raphael turns slightly and offers his hand.
Let's get going.
To where?
My studio, obviously. We're gonna turn into icebergs if we keep standing here.
Yeah, I will have to remove any sort of guesses and stuff from chat, because like I said, they are under NDA, so, you know, we gotta be respectful of that. I nod and reach out for his hand out of habit. Okay. What is it? That's when I notice how his arm is bent and how his palm is facing up. Oh, he was just showing me the direction.
Nothing. Let's go.
Raphael takes my hand away. He called it a studio, but it's just a standard class cabin. And it's not particularly roomy. I mean, it looks okay, though. To make space for his art supplies, he'd pushed all his furniture into the corner. The window seat facing the deck has been reserved for his easel. That's the spot with the best view. Painting while taking in the ocean view. How dreamy.
Not really. People keep gathering around here to gossip. It's impossible to paint with all the noise.
Not much different, then, from how he was in the real world. I reach for Raphael's hand and brush away the dried paint on his fingertips. I flash him a smile. I get it. You had to put down your brush and find me to get some peace. Kind of. I mean, it's got other things in it. There's mini-games, there's frequent events, there's battles, there's card games, there's a claw machine, there's a home system that's kind of like The Sims, so it's got a lot of things in one, really. Raphael withdraws his hand and settles before the canvas and begins to clean the dried paint from his brushes. I step behind Raphael to look at his work, a blazing sunset that has bathed an entire harbour in light. The deck, the sea, and the distant city skyline are steeped in a dark, vivid red. Where is this?
Dunno. It keeps appearing in my dreams, though. I just had to paint it.
Oh. Bold strokes of orange red weave through the touches of dark violet. The sunset is like a beating heart. I wonder if that's like a little reference to the sauna card? Or the hot springs, sorry. The water holds only soft ripples, yet I can sense an ocean breeze being lifted off the canvas and washing over me. It must be a beautiful dream. You like it? I can feel the longing in these brushstrokes here and there. Raphael's gaze follows my fingers. He pauses a little, and then puts away his brush.
When we first met, you asked why I was on the ship.
Yes?
I just found out that the place in my dreams is related to a legend. Some lost civilization in the sea.
Is it Lumeria? It slips out before I can catch myself. Raphael looks at me surprised. I quickly explain myself, because that's where he comes from. Hey, Wrestling, welcome. Well, aside from Atlantis, Lemuria is probably the most well-known Lost Ocean civilization. He stares into my eyes and doesn't speak for a while. Then he smiles and picks up where he left off as if nothing happened.
That's right. They say the ship passes through the waters where Lemuria vanished. I thought I'd see for myself. Perhaps I'll catch a glimpse of that sunset in my dreams.
You spent all that money on a ticket just to try your luck at sea. It's going to be harder to get him off this boat, I think, because he's looking for a very specific sunset at a specific time. He nods like it's the most obvious thing in the world. Honestly, I'm not even surprised. But then I remember I have to get him off the ship before it's too late. All I can do is hope that Raphael in the movie isn't too obsessed with Lumeria. I think he's definitely gonna be. But a lot of places have beautiful sunsets. They're not that different, are they? Fano Harbour's nearby. And it's a great spot, too. Well, let's go there. I can get you an invitation to an art salon. There'll be tons of renowned artists and... Oh, you mean about the Lost Civilization salmon, or... So Lumeria in this, it's actually kind of... Well, it's related to their myth, why it doesn't... What happened to it, basically. He was... In their past life, he was supposed to sacrifice her to save the place, but he couldn't do it, so it inevitably fell. Yeah. So Raphael is one of the sea gods in this universe. Yeah.
What's so special about artists? I see one every morning in the mirror.
Yep. Raphael turns his head, retrieves his brushes, and refocuses on the canvas.
Your suggestions aren't unwelcome. I might visit when I'm in the mood. It's just that every landscape is unique. The sunset I want to see might not be the same as yours.
Yeah, we're not getting him off this boat, are we? He adds a delicate stroke to the ship's mast on the canvas.
I'd like to finish this painting before the ship reaches its destination, miss. If you don't mind.
I let the subject drop and settle beside Raphael in silence, watching him work. Occasionally I hand him the colours he reaches for.
Picking out colors for me? Watching me paint? Trying to coax me into making friends with artists in some random salon? You're not actually thinking about becoming my patron, are you?
Yeah, I was just saying that to distract that lady. Raphael stops painting. He glances at me with a hint of curiosity.
Was Raphael's not like them also part of your act to distract her?
No, I meant it. You're different.
Oh.
Raphael narrows his eyes and moves closer, staring at me. He keeps leaning in until his face is all I can see, and then he stops.
Good. You're not lying this time.
Oh no. Raphael gently tucks a strand of my hair behind my ear. In the darkness, his warm breath washes over me.
Do you dine with me because you want to see me every day?
She nods.
And how did you figure out my tastes and habits?
I'm perhaps afraid I'll try to dodge the question. Raphael closes the distance between us again, so he's not sure she's interested or a creepy stalker, maybe.
Just so you know, no one's gonna interrupt us this time.
Oh my.
And don't even try to use art salons and gossip as your excuses.
There's no escaping Raphael's gaze. I briefly close my eyes before opening them and forcing out an answer. I know! Raphael's moving fast in this one, isn't he? I learned it from you. I feel like the others were it took a bit longer to warm them up, didn't it? But he won't accept that easily either. He lowers his head and chills softly near my ear.
I ate the same amount from every dish. How did you know which ones are my favorites?
Oh, I don't know how she's going to bullshit her way out of this, to be fair. I've lost this round. You're too clever for your own good.
And you have plenty of secrets yourself.
Raphael withdraws his hand from my cheeks.
It's okay if you don't want to tell me. Give me a few more days, and I'll figure it out myself.
I know, she's up to something. He does, yeah, Raphael's the, he's kind of the funny one. He's like I don't think he's trying to be funny when he is, but he's got some great cards and some great lines here and there. He's always very unintentionally funny, I think. And a little bit of a brat at times. But yeah, his cards are always fun. Bingo progress, surprise religious propaganda, strange demand, pink, what game, hey pretty lady, cat. Oh my goodness, we've only been live an hour. Oh my goodness. Then I'll start visiting you even when we aren't eating dinner.
My door's always open, assuming you aren't bored of me.
Okay, well, the good news is it's going well. The bad news is I don't think getting off the ship's going to be an easy feat. You like him because he makes you think of the "don't cry, I'm just a fish" meme. You know, I'm surprised no one's done that with him if they haven't already. Or at least I haven't seen it yet. But he is just a fish. When she squeezes his cheeks, he looks like a puffer fish. If I remember after this card, I'll show you. There's like an interaction you can do, and she squeezes his cheeks and it exactly looks like a puffer fish. Raphael, you might not be aware of this, but it's hard to get bored of your face. She's not subtle. In the days that follow, and outside of our shared meals, I stop by Raphael's room in the standard cabin. Sometimes I help him choose the colours. Other times we talk and he shares stories about his life in this world. Then the Skuldra nears the port we agreed to disembark at. Today, rather than visiting Raphael as I normally would, I join the housekeeper to meet with the crew member and finalise our departure plans. I make sure they set aside extra space for Raphael. I want to take his sunset painting with us. With everything arranged, I walk over to the deck by myself while mulling over how to mention this to Raphael once more.
I thought something urgent came up, but I guess you just didn't want to see me.
I mean, do we call... in an iceberg an impending crash? I guess it is kind of urgent. I turn towards the voice. Raphael leans against the nearby railing, the ocean breeze sweeping his hair back to reveal his striking features. Of course I did. I was going to find you.
Then who was walking around in circles on the deck? She used the sea breeze as her comb and the floorboards as her shoe polish. You're a little liar. And to think I was going to show you something wonderful today. But clearly, you're no longer interested.
Oh, I am. Let's go right now. It's just forgot about the boat. Raphael crosses his arms. You see what I mean about him being a brat? Crosses his arms and turns his back to me. He's purposefully avoiding my gaze.
It's too late.
I reach out. My hand moves past Raphael's coast precisely tickle his side.
Hey.
What about now? Raphael whirls around, catches my mischievous hand, and pins me against the railing. Oh my goodness.
How did you know that was my weak spot?
I had a hunch. Seeing that I'm not going to explain further, Raphael stops questioning and switches to negotiation.
We'll go, but no more tickles.
Raphael takes my hand and leads me to the standard cabin's deck, the one closest to the water. He stands on the edge of the walkway, leaning out, and he softly begins to hum. Is he humming one of the Lumerian songs, or...? I follow Raphael's gaze towards where the sea meets the sky, and suddenly a column of water erupts from the surface. A whale. Oh yeah, it's in his myths usually you can talk to the whales, can't he? But why can he talk to the whales in this world? He got some of his powers here. Raphael's humming trails off. He turns to me and reveals a satisfied, smug grin.
Ta-da! Isn't it impressive? I summoned it.
He must have some of his powers then. I can't help but laugh. Sea creatures really are the most intuitive. Even if Raphael's merely human in this movie, the whales still answer his call.
That's not even my best trick. La 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 la. La 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 la.
The languid melody becomes livelier as the rhythm builds. The more dark shapes rise to the surface like floating islands. One by one, black tail fins arc out of the water, deep blue into bursts of white sea spray. I've never seen this many whales together before. Eyeing me with curiosity, Raphael turns towards me.
You don't seem to be surprised.
I'd only be surprised if they didn't respond to your call anymore. But I play along anyway. I try to put on my best surprised face. Jason Momoa could never. Yeah, he's got nothing on Raphael. But yeah, she has to pretend like she's never seen this before and it's completely new information. Of course I'm surprised. I never heard of anyone who could call out to whales like that. Raphael pouts. He already noticed my lackluster performance, but he lets it slide.
I'm not sure why they answer me. When I first visited the ocean, the fish welcomed me immediately. They kept swimming into my palms.
So weird that the story animals know. It's like they know who he is.
It's become more apparent once I got on this ship. Whenever I'm on deck, dolphins and whales draw near.
Raphael's words breathe life into memories I'd almost forgotten. Actually, once I rescued a baby blue whale. The poor thing had gotten lost and beached. I guided it back into the water and used a whale whistle to say goodbye.
Your housekeeper said this was your first time at sea.
Oh, well, about that. You see, we're a notorious liar. Apparently. I wink at Raphael, reminiscing about our past. Just as you dream of legendary ports, I dream of unknown seas. Oh, I don't know if that's going to fly as an excuse. In my dreams, I did more than rescue a baby blue whale. I visited the Lumerian ruins you're fascinated with, and even met the sea god.
You said that like it actually happened. I'm almost starting to believe you.
Raphael hesitates and seems to recall something.
When you asked if I'd be willing to leave the ship early, was it also because of your dreams?
Sure. If it works, get him off the ship. Yes, I dreamed the ship struck an iceberg and sank. Scared me, and that's why I wanted us to leave before it happened.
Then we'll leave together.
Oh. Oh, okay, that was easy. What? I almost think I misheard him. He looks at me with an incredulous expression and laughs.
Or maybe we can stay?
You can't back out now, you already said yes.
I have no intention of going back on my word. Why leave things to fate on the vast ocean when I could travel with someone who knows Lemuria? You even met the sea god in your dreams.
But didn't you say every scenery is one of a kind the other day? Why are you trying to convince him to stay? Look, if he already said yes, girl, just go with it.
The scenery may be irreplaceable, but what's truly unique are the feelings in those dreams. I've tried to preserve that feeling on the canvas, but I know something important is missing in those paintings. I was hoping I could find it on this ship.
Raphael gently smooths my tousled hair.
Now I'm starting to think that staying by your side is how I'll discover that final stroke.
Okay, well, that'll be on the boat out of here then. The wind quiet downs while the waves continue to lap against the ship. In the distance, white mist rises from the water and paints brilliant colors across the sunlight. I feel like they're not going to get off the ship, though. But when I bring Raphael to meet the crew member I'd arranged things with, he apologizes profusely and says there's been an accident. Severe interference has disrupted the ship's radio. No matter how many times the crew member tries, he can't reach any private boats. A goal of leaving early is suddenly obstructed. Back in the setting sun's supper, the lavish dishes fail to whet my appetite. If we can't get off in time, what'll happen to Raphael and me when the disaster plays out? Will we return to Lincoln City? Or, yeah, we don't know the rules of this universe. Like, if we die in this weird 4D experience, do we die in the real world? Is it like the Matrix? We don't know. We weren't given a manual. A chocolate bar appears in front of me.
Better get some sugar in you before you faint.
I let Raphael slip the chocolate between my lips, but the sweetness does very little to calm my nerves.
They say dreams are the opposite of reality. Maybe your dream is telling you the ship will dock
or we're
safely.
Having some kind of final destination premonition, which is the more likely scenario in this movie. Raphael, you don't really believe me, do you, about the ship hitting an iceberg tomorrow night? Forget it. I wouldn't believe me either. Raphael is quiet for a few seconds. Then he stands up and guides me towards my suite.
That's enough for today. Get some shut-eye. I'll handle the rest.
What does he mean by that?
Meet me below the crow's nest tomorrow night.
The following night, below the crow's nest. I tilt my head up and spot a man with tousled hair peeking out from the crow's nest. Why are you all the way up there?
I'm waiting for you to join me on an iceberg hunt.
Raphael gave the exquisite binoculars in his hand a little shake.
This will help us spot it before it's too late.
He must somewhat believe her then, or he's just humouring her. Hearing dreams of the opposite of reality is actually pretty comforting for someone who gets bad nightmares. Hopefully in most cases, yes. Sadly for them in this world, they're in the movie and she knows how it ends. Grr. I slip through the hidden door Raphael left open for me. Inside the mast, there's a long ladder dangling from the crow's nest. I take off my heels, hitch my dress around my legs, and scale the ladder with ease. Just as my fingers grasp the ladder's edge, Raphael extends his hand and hoists me onto the crow's nest.
Not bad. Do you often climb around like this in your dreams?
It's that hunter training. I'm a deep space hunter in my dreams. A ladder like this is nothing. As I speak, a freezing wind hits me. I quickly hug myself to stay warm. Raphael settles down next to me. His warm arms wrap around my waist and pull me closer.
A hunter you may be, miss, but still watch out for the cold.
Deft fingers undo the knot at my legs and the dress unfurls to cover my bare feet. I shift back slightly and reach for the binoculars at his side.
They're the captain's personal binoculars. They'll help us find the iceberg sooner.
How did you get your hands on
I
them?
painted a portrait of the captain and his daughter. He loved it so much that he lent them to me.
No. Raphael, is there anything you can't do? Traces the corner of my eye.
I can't defeat these dark circles. They are my arch nemesis. Which is why we need to find that iceberg fast, so you can get some real rest.
Is he only doing this so she gets some sleep because she looks tired? Not necessarily because he believes that there's an iceberg. You actually believe me? He takes the binoculars from me and sweeps his gaze across
You're
the
like
waters
an
ahead.
iceberg yourself. You're hiding secrets I have yet to discover. Who knows? We might unlock the mysteries of 2 icebergs in one shot tonight.
I don't know. Is the crow's nest a good place to be when you're hitting an iceberg? Isn't there like a danger of like getting catapulted out of it? Feels dangerous. I lean my head against his shoulder and barely speak above a whisper. Actually, we've known each other for a long, long time. In the darkest hours of still night, I reveal the secrets I've kept hidden. The waves are listening quietly. Hi, Nuka! Easy checking for Tritos. I talk about us, Lincoln City, and the movie, The Skuldra. Silence stretches between us for a while, and then Raphael slowly shakes his head.
I don't remember any of that.
Part of me expected this. Even so, I can't hold back a quiet sigh. However, Raphael seems unperturbed. He raises his chin, signaling me to look at the bright night sky.
Did we watch the stars together in that world too?
Not always on a ship, but yes, we did a few times.
Think about it. The place where we watch the stars has changed, and even the sky above our heads might not be the same. But right now, as we speak, we're looking at them together. That hasn't changed.
Sorry. That was a sweet moment ruined by Nuka headbutting me. I was about to pick up my drink and he immediately headbutted me, which was going to cause an accident there. Clasps my hand and presses it against his chest.
And we're facing the unknown together. It's no different from the two of us in that Lincoln City you described.
I'm curious if he actually believes her or if he's just somewhat humouring her slightly. The last trace of uncertainty melts away. I rest my head against his shoulder again. Raphael holds my chin and gives me a skeptical look.
Are you disappointed because you only like me when I have those Lincoln memories?
Oh no! My eyes widen as I stare at him. Of course not. Satisfaction dances across his face.
You answered that quickly.
Is he jealous of his
You
Lincoln
must like
self?
the current me then.
What if I said yes?
There is no what if.
That must happen in Xavier's as well, like Xavier getting jealous of Xavier again. He leans in and gently kisses my
We'll
forehead.
always be attracted to each other.
Very smooth in this card, isn't he? Before midnight, Raphael sees the iceberg through the binoculars. Nuka! Stop! Luckily, it's not got much left in. We rush to wake the captain. The scoldrer veers off course just in time. Oof. But there probably are more icebergs, right? The crisis has been averted. Raphael and I return the binoculars and make our way back to his room.
I want to show you something.
So there's at least one crisis averted now. He approaches the easel and removes the cloth. The canvas no longer holds just a blazing sunset. There are two silhouettes standing close together within its glow. Or what if that wasn't the iceberg? That was one that they were going to miss anyway.
In that dream, besides the harbor and the sunset, someone was leaning against me.
Oh.
Whenever I woke up, I forgot what she looked like. It was as if an eraser removed every trace of her.
Maybe he did have like some subconscious memory of Lincoln then. Yeah, all Nuka heard was fish.
But what you've seen and felt can't be erased so easily.
Raphael's gaze rests on the canvas as though he's lost in a dream he never wants to leave. If you can't remember anything, then how are you so sure that person was me?
I'm not. When everyone boarded the schooldra, I noticed how you were all alone by the railing. You were looking at the ocean, lost in thought. But as soon as we locked eyes, the most brilliant smile appeared on your face. That's when I knew you were the one who saw the sunset with me. It couldn't be anyone else.
Oh.
This painting you're looking at isn't a scene from my dreams. It's what I want right now.
His gaze drifts from the canvas and rests on my face. I can see his steadfast certainty.
Will you help me make this dream a reality?
Of course. But just watching the sunset isn't enough for me. Oh, she's fully in character now. I step around the easel, close the distance between us, and hug his arm. I'm rich, remember? We can sail the seven seas and find the legendary Lumeria.
What if luck isn't on our side and we get nothing?
Is there even a Lumeria in this world? There are no what-ifs, and even then, I already have you. Well, they're reconciled at least. In the following days, the ocean gleams like sapphires beneath the bright sunlight while the whales and dolphins frolic alongside the ship. I'm guessing maybe that wasn't the actual iceberg, because if they'd changed something, they'd probably be out of the movie by now, right? If they had the... if they'd changed the ending, but... So, I think it's something still coming. Then one day, they disappear without a trace. Heavy clouds devour the sun, and the ocean's vibrant blue gives way to a turbid, unsettling grey. Oh, maybe it's going to be like a really bad storm instead.
People always say the weather at sea is unpredictable. Now I finally get to see it firsthand.
And little did we know that the sea had only begun to show its true, menacing face. Like, this ship is just cursed, regardless. In the afternoon, the wind grows fierce. Waves batter the ship as visibly steadily worsens. Loose items start skidding across the deck while the crews fight through the gale to hold everything down.
Come on, let me walk you back to your room. Something's not right with the waves.
Uh-oh. I stand up, the restaurant door swings open, crew hurry past. On their lips a single word: iceberg. A few seconds later there's a deafening crash, and the entire ship lurches violently. Yeah, okay, so wrong iceberg they spotted. Raphael and I raise our heads at the same time to see an iceberg looming outside the window. Enormous slabs of ice crash into the deck and explode into razor-sharp fragments, shattering the windows of the setting sun's supper. The sea is always mean in his stories, yeah. Despite his position as the sea god, it's always trying to disrupt him, isn't it? My heart freezes. All those strange occurrences make sense now. The housekeeper's sudden carelessness, the jammed radio signal, an iceberg we can't avoid. And this has often been like a case in their myths too, like that inevitable moment they can't avoid, right? The fate they can't change. Oh. In the film, the painter met his end sinking beneath the waves with this very ship. Were our efforts all for nothing? In the few minutes after the scoldra strikes the iceberg, the passengers still haven't fully comprehended how dire things have become yet. But they soon realize the horrible truth from the panic etched on the crew's faces. This mighty ship will sink. Under the suffocating sky, with storm clouds, the scoldra's flag lies in tatters. There weren't enough lifeboats to begin with. Now half of them have been crushed by the iceberg. Things have somehow spiraled beyond even the disaster in the movie. A cold, relentless dread settles deep in my chest. So they got a storm and the iceberg, and half the boats are destroyed. Call Cloud to come take out the whispers of fate. Yeah, they must be messing with us again. Ugh. Raphael, was all of this my fault? So now she's worried she's made it worse. Raphael steadies himself on the slanting deck and takes my hand.
None of this is your fault. Knowing what lies ahead doesn't mean you're obligated to bear the burden alone.
Final Destination would, perhaps disagree. What if you never had that dream? What if you never set foot on the ship? Raphael sighs and gives me a playful pat on the head.
What are you even talking about? If I'd never gotten on this ship, I'd regret it for the rest of my life.
Panicked footsteps and piercing screams swell around us like waves in a tempest. Raphael's to shout to be heard above the pandemonium.
Stepping onto this ship and finding you was the greatest choice I've made in my life.
I don't think you're gonna say that if you drown, though, you know? Like, it's sweet, but let's try and not drown, okay?
Even if I'd known from the start how this would end, I'd make the same choice again.
Oh, little knife stabs from the myth.
Every second I've spent with you has been worth it. I'm thankful for that.
I watch people scream, shove and claw their way onto the lifeboats. If this truly is the end, then what kind of finale do I want? I hold onto Raphael's hand tightly.
Is this your answer? Then I'll never let go either.
Oh, don't say that.
Until the day we find each other again.
Isn't that what he says on the... Isn't that what Leo says when he's on the... holding the little bit of the... like, wood that she's on. Not to let go. There was room for two! Oh! At least they're, like, at the top now.
That was close. Funny how the designer praised it as the ship's best scenic spot.
Still fun. Still trying to be funny, I see. Once we escape, we'll have plenty of time to take in the scenery.
You bet. Maybe we can... Watch out!
Everything on the ship is trying to kill us. Oh no, it hit him. It hit him! Oh, that can't be good.
I thought I could get you to a lifeboat. Sorry.
Okay, I think she's gonna have to carry him.
You'll have to go on without me. You're more than capable. This won't be too hard for you, right?
Time to use that hunter strand. We can give him a piggyback. Not leaving you behind.
All right, then stay right here in my arms. Don't be afraid.
Oh no, mate, are they both gonna die?
We'll never be cold again.
Well, that would be a slightly different ending, right? Maybe that. Oh no, they do. Oh, they both sing. Infold, what the hell? No.
If you don't wake up soon, the seagulls are gonna eat your bread.
Raphael, are we stuck in a weird Groundhog Day situation now? Where are we?
You want to swim over to the next port? We're not fish, you know. We'll dock tomorrow, so where should we go first?
Do you remember at the end of Titanic when, like, she died and she went to, like, the dream Titanic where nothing bad happened? Is it gonna be like that? But the ship sank and Raphael's wounds. There's nothing. It's also really bright, too.
Eyes on the sunset, not me. Come here. I actually saved you the best spot.
No. Oh, no. No. Oh, no. What's happening? Like, I'm hoping he just
Pretty, ain't it?
swam us to a boat and discovered
like
his
a dream.
Lumarian powers, but I'm thinking they died. That sunset's far too pretty, isn't it, to be real? Is there anything you want to do before we wake up? Oh, what'd you say? I'll stay with you. Oh, maybe they're sinking right now, like when they passed out. We don't have much time,
actually.
Oh, damn it.
All I want to do right now is watch the sunset with the most beautiful girl in the world.
They're sinking, aren't they? Oh, that's mean. So this only happens in the dream sequence. At the end of the story, we finally see the truth of that beautiful dream. A blazing burst of beauty ignites the path we once traveled. Only by being within it do we realize this feeling is far more intense, far more fiery than anything we'd experienced before this silver screen. Now as the last glow of twilight fades and the world of film draws its curtain, everything sinks with us into the deep sea. They were like, hey, you know, you didn't have enough pain and suffering during the myth last year. So we're gonna make yours the one that doesn't have the happy ending. Yeah, this end of this story is not our destination. Tomorrow, when the sun rises from the horizon, it will shine upon a brand new sky. All that remains unfinished, all the buried regrets will live on in reality in another form. One month later, the cruise ship slowly departs from the port and Lincoln City's silhouette gradually disappears beyond the horizon. The sky is clear and the entire deck is being baked under the blazing sun. I dip my calves into the swimming pool and savor this rare coolness. Okay, you know, she's stronger than me, because if I had an experience where I went into the movie Titanic and experienced the whole, like, ship crashing, screaming, panic, drowning together, the last thing I'm gonna do after that is go on a fucking cruise. But maybe that's just me. You know? Maybe that's just me. Because she mentioned Lincoln, so they've got to be out now. A figure glides towards me from the depths, and Raphael's fingers curl around my ankle. I think she is just built different, isn't she? She's got more balls than me.
It's so
I could never.
hot. Why aren't you diving in?
He glides up effortlessly and leans against the edges of the pool. Water streams down his skin.
Oh, I get it. Someone got
Okay, she is
spooked
a
by a
bit.
movie and is now afraid of the water.
In this reality, though, she can breathe underwater, because the sea god gave her that power a long time ago. As if. Do you really think I'd let a movie get to me? Okay, I guess with that knowledge, that it's fine. Because you're practically dating the sea god. But as far as I'm aware, since that time in the myth where he gave, you know, he kissed her and gave her that ability, she's pretty much fine underwater now. Then yeah, maybe not so bad, but you could still get eaten by a shark or something, you know? Like, or freeze to death. So, yeah, I think I'll still skip this cruise, actually, thinking about it the second time here. Yeah, I'm gonna skip the cruise myself.
Then stop baking yourself like a sun-dried snack and get in. Water's waiting.
He loosens his grip on my ankle, reaches up and grabs my shoulder. I'm being dragged in before I realize it. I throw my arms out. Raphael and I fall into the water. Raphael laughs, drops trickle from his forehead and trace a path down his cheek before landing on his
In Lincoln
chest.
City, you're a talented hunter blessed with evil. And me, a Lemurian, could never drown even if this ship split in half as we speak.
But you could freeze, and that's really what got Leo in the end. It wasn't the water, it was the temperature.
That movie theater owner recommended the Schooldra to mess with me.
I mean, yeah, if he owns a mystical theater, he probably knew somehow. I look at Raphael's sulky face and can't help but laugh. But so mean, though. So, out of all the cars we've watched so far, this is the only one that had, like, the bad ending. Where they died, and they had to, like, live through that. Like, they were together, yeah, but... like... he already went through losing her in the last myth. I think the poor man suffered enough. If I knew that special evil projector would literally pull us into the film, I definitely would have chosen a different one. Remembering how the movie theater appeared out of thin air and then vanished just as quickly, I hesitate. Whatever, I still don't know what that place was. I won't let myself be dragged into another story without warning again. The water ripples between us. Raphael's damp hands cradle
It's
my
okay.
face. Oh, that's a good question. So, chat, if you went to a magical theater and you knew you'd get sucked into the movie, what movie would you want to pick the most, and what movie would you want to be in the least? The most, ooh, Lord of the Rings. A little dangerous, but fun. Has a happy ending. The worst, maybe some kind of horror movie for me. Event Horizon would be pretty bad, wouldn't it? You wouldn't want to be in that. Some kind of zombie movie. Jurassic Park. Is that for wanting to be in it or not wanting to be in it? I guess it depends on what character you end up as in Jurassic Park, right?
Our memories are part of what makes us who we are today. But stepping away from them once in a while and losing yourself in a new tale is also a unique experience.
But that's every life for her, because she never remembers.
I believe that in every story, no matter how it begins or ends, I'll always choose you, again and again.
Oh. Okay, it had a sweet ending at least, but, therapy bills in full. Therapy bills. Can't believe you made them go through that again. I had a feeling it might have been a dream sequence when I saw the trailer. Because it was very... The way the lighting was, it did remind me of the ending of Titanic, you know, when she meets Jack again. It was very dreamlike lighting. Oh, that was mean of them, that. That was very mean. The most Spirited Away, the least Jaws, because you can't swim and you're afraid of water. Yeah. Yeah, Jaws would suck if you had to go in the water during that movie, yeah. Yeah. And you'd be kind of like stuck at the beach, wouldn't you, if you were stuck in the movie too? Wait, who's your bias in this? Is it Rafayel? I'm just curious. Because that'd be interesting that if it was Rafayel and, but you had a fear of water. Like you'd be sort of safety net for that. Oh, Raph and Caleb. Oh, that's interesting then, that. Yeah. It's complicated. No, I think it's interesting that you sort of gravitated towards the sea god. Okay, what did we think of Raphael's card then, chat? I thought it was very sweet. It definitely played on the myths and the theme they've had of where, like, fate can't really be escaped, sadly. But they can somewhat go about it their own way. So in this, she couldn't save him, but she decided to go down with him instead. Kind of making Rose look bad there. Guess Rose saved herself instead of nudging over, didn't she? Scientifically, they could have fit both of them on that board. So a little bit of heartache, I think, for Raphael fans in this one. Yeah, a little mean. The others kind of had to force happier endings in order to lead the story, didn't they? Like with Silas's, it was him surviving the war and coming back to her. In Zane's, it was sort of them confessing, wasn't it? And then in Caleb's, wait, I've forgotten exactly how that one ended now. But like, I think it was her sticking around instead of leaving, which was what changed it. Her deciding to stay with him. Okay, kind of similar maybe. But theirs had a happier ending because she turned back into a person, didn't she, when they kissed? Whereas in this one, they just died. Then had a dream sequence together as they were dying. So it was love and depression again, all over again, wasn't it? For that one. So probably the sadder of the four we saw, I think. Now it's making me think that maybe Xavier's is going to be like that too, because there was a drawn scene of him lying down instead of her. Maybe they did a reverse Romeo and Juliet for that, I'm curious. was very heavy. Yes, very heavy on the depression. Oh, they were like, Raphael, mange, you're going to suffer again. But yeah, I think the film choice for him was good. It was very fitting for Raphael. It made sense. Artist, the ocean. Xavier just he didn't take any poison, he just fell asleep. Everyone just got the wrong idea. Oh god, could you imagine? She thinks he's poisoned himself, he's just having a nap. Oh no. So yeah, out of the 4 or the 5, if you've seen Xavier's as well, do you have a favorite, chat, from this event? I think they've all been pretty solid. I liked how Caleb's sort of reflected Caleb's mental state specifically a little more. I feel like they were diving into that a little bit, because the sort of Truman Show elements to it were very reminiscent of how he's probably feeling in the main story as the Colonel, with Ever watching him, you know, the chip, not really being able to fully sort of escape that cage while trying to maintain some semblance of control over it. You need the lighter colored hat from Silas's Kindle. Oh yeah, right. Why didn't they give us a hat with the outfit? They should have just given the hat with it, I think. I liked that in Silas's as well, they were sort of defying fate and choosing each other again. So it was very reminiscent of Dragon, it felt. And the Silverwing themed myth, where like fate says one thing, but they're always sort of pushing against it. They should have played Don't Cry, I'm Just a Fish in the outro. I would have given it a very different tone. Oh my goodness. You liked how snarky Caleb was. He was really, yeah, he was. I thought the VA had a really good time with the lines as well. Yeah. Yeah, it was an exceptionally strong card for Caleb's VA, I think. That one, yeah. Zane's trying on the British accent was amusing for my British ears to hear. I like the kind of spin that one had on Pride and Prejudice, where it was about him just wanting her to make the choice rather than the choice be thrust upon her. And that being the main dilemma of the story for them. Theirs was probably the one that was the least depressing, I think. Maybe, Zane's. Because that's a story where we knew no one died and they got together. By default. Whereas in Silas's Casablanca, he doesn't die, but they part. She goes back to her husband. He leaves her and says goodbye as she gets on the plane. And yeah, Ghost 2 is, I think he goes to heaven, right? So equally depressing. The Zane eating carrots, the carrot stuff was hilarious. So you know that whoever owns that theater was trolling Zane in particularly hard, making him live in a place called, what was it, Carroton, where the carrots are the main grown produce, and him having to eat carrot stuff all day. Like, so whoever that is who owns that theater, maybe it's Astra because they fucking hate him. Oh, everything, just the carrot juice. There was carrot cake, carrot soup. That was his nightmare. He was in a nightmare. So that one was, I thought his card was pretty funny. for that reason, yeah. But I mean, thematically, I think Caleb's might have been my favorite, just because it was a weird, really strange mixture of like Up, Ghost, and I really appreciated the Truman Show elements of it as well, and just because it was such a metaphor for him as well, like very, like aesthetically, I think it represented him on the outside, didn't it? Sort of that boy next door, but inside the world there was a lot of chaotic things happening, that inner sort of turmoil. So it was probably the strongest metaphorically, I think, that card. Narrative, I think maybe Silas's. I thought that one had a strong narrative. I like the twist they did on Casablanca as well for that, and the winery linking into the cards we had. We've had like 1 or 2 cards now, I think, where they went to a winery, and that was mentioned. So it was a nice little tie-in. Yeah, Zane eating carrots to be polite was hilarious. Oh. Yeah, I think it's been a strong little event. I'm kind of glad that it wasn't an AU, because we've had 2 already, and I think I do want more cards sort of based in the real time. I think 1 a year is good for AU. But I also feel like we really need a main story update, because the main story is also what drives the present day cards as well. But you know, it's been, when was the last time we had was it like autumn when we had a main story update? It's been a while. And with there being 5 now, it takes longer to get updates for them too than it did the like 1st and 2nd year. So I'm hoping that with the version update, we're going to get some main story updates. Was it January? I thought it was before that for some reason. Was it January? Why am I thinking it was autumn? But we only had 2, so that means we only had 2 last year. There would have been Caleb's and then that. Caleb's and then the summer, Death and Rebirth. Oh, so there's only 2 last year then, not 3. But yeah, I do think it needs more frequent updates. Because otherwise the world around them is kind of static, isn't it? It's not changed. So we'll have to see, maybe next week we'll get an inkling of something. Right, yeah, I feel like, you know, if they're going to all the trouble to have a Billy World stand again, surely there must be something they're going to announce close to the time. Yeah, because last year it was a pretty big event, wasn't it? And we had the Forks wedding banner for that, didn't we? And I think with the live stream, was it before Billy or after? I can barely remember. Can't remember what came first. It happened after Billy, okay. Yeah, I don't think it's until July, right? So I think they've still got some time. They've still got some time, sort of, potentially. Yeah. Today is a shorter stream as well, so if you want to see the kitty cat chaos time, we've not got long to fill the Trito box before I bid you adieu today, as it was just the one card we have to go through this morning. But while we're here, we'll also check out the new home thing, the mugwort, and the event game today. Here's a bouquet of mugwort for you to hang above your door. May this touch of green ward off all illnesses and misfortune for you and your family. May its fresh fragrance fill your house with good fortune and peace. Oh. I'm curious, is there a certain time of year people would put this in their home? Is that why we got that now? He may eat Raphael, it's true. He likes fish. He does indeed. Okay, hang on. My house is a bit of a mess. Let's see if we can put it above the door. Can we put it above the living room, maybe? Finished me gardening, and then I've not touched it since. I'm hoping we're gonna get the kitchen in the next step. What are you wearing? I love how he just showed up to show off his outfit and then he walked away. I don't think we can actually put it above the door. I can put it here though. Okay, I can put it there. I can't put it above the door. I know. He was just like, hello. Uh-oh. Oh, I've got too much crap. Okay, maybe we can put it in the... It's by like 1. Okay, maybe we can put it in the sort of hallway. Let's just put it here. I see he put his theme tune on again. He drives me up the wall with that bloody record player. Every other 2 weeks it's a different song. And I'll have to listen to it for 2 weeks straight. If I try to turn it off, he turns it back on again. Okay, so that's the mugwort. It's actually got... What did you mean the hallway limit is... Oh, it's because of the plushie. Maybe I'll put it in his room. We're running out of space. Kind of dark in here, though. Put it in the bedroom that's half finished. Hang on. The fearsome leader of Onakainis, everyone. Doesn't know how to dress himself. Oh. Right, I'll put it here. I think this is the only room right now that has space. He's got goggles on too. He's wearing goggles. He put goggles on. I'm pretty sure it looked like goggles anyway. Let's have a look. Oh no, it's glasses. Okay, I thought he had the goggles on. But still. The mittens, the scarf, the workout outfit, the headphones. I dread to think what the others are wearing today, to be honest. I'm hoping if we get new neckwear at some point, he'll start wearing that instead. There you go. Oh, every day. Every day. it's nice. It's a nice little decorative item, and it's free. But yeah, if anyone knows, like, if there's any sort of cultural significance behind getting the mugwort today, especially, do let me know in the comments. I'm very curious about that. Okay, Raphael looks like he's having a dilemma there. Okay. Oh, let's try it. We'll do it with Raphael today, seeing as we just watched his story. The least safe lab outfit ever, right? Sturdy roadblocks can't be grabbed, but will block the claw's path. Use the claw to destroy the roadblocks with a single touch. Okay. Boom. That is a sturdy claw. No. I was gonna get that one. Oh. No. I keep pressing it too fast. Ah! We're not in sync this morning. Oh dear. Or maybe we're too in sync and that's the problem. He's not very good at this game. I don't think I can get it. I don't have time. Rap saw his competition. Oh, goodness me. Okay, we can check out chapter 2 today of Raphael's story. While we're at it. The crew has been filming the daily scenes of our squid protagonist's misunderstanding of human culture at a rapid pace. These scenes are supposed to be funny parts of the movie, but there's barely any laughter on set. In this scene, the squids release a bunch of live crabs and shrimp into her saviour's kitchen. She thinks she's returning a favour. Captain, welcome! Thank you so much for the coffee tip, getting us to 66%. We are past halfway to Kitty Cat Treat Chaos Time at the end of stream today, which will be soon. So if you want to see the Kitty Cat Treato Time and the Goblins Unleashed, then I think we're about, we've got about 40% left to trigger that. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. The set has to use real props, but the two crabs have latched onto the cameraman's pant leg, and one of them is making its way towards the back of his knee. To be fair, that does sound funny, though. Why don't they just film that?
Can someone get this crab off me? I have a phobia of swarming creatures.
That sounds very specific. Everyone else is busy, so Raphael has been amusing himself by poking crabs. Graciously comes to the rescue. He grabs the crabs, one in each hand.
One of you will be steamed, and the other can be stir-fried. Let's play rock, paper, scissors to see who gets what.
This is Squid Game for the crabs. I don't think there's any value in winning.
You both did scissors, which means you'll be steamed and then stir-fried.
He's a cruel sea god at times. For this scene, the squid plans to spray ink on the face of a student who bullied her saviour. An inky rain will be unleashed on the classroom. The props master is worried about ruining the set, so they hand the task over to Raphael, who's happy to volunteer.
It's not every day you get such a thrilling opportunity, and yet someone actually gave it up. You have no idea how much I envied squids as a kid. I wished I could spray ink. That way I wouldn't have to ask them to cover for me and watch my back.
Excuse me? You didn't miss out on anything. Honestly, it's good that you can't spray ink. Otherwise, I'd be the unlucky one here.
What about now? Are you sure you don't want to make a run for it?
I recall those scenes. The chaos left the entire crew in shambles and no one was laughing. Well, except for Raphael. Today's goal is finally filming a quiet dialogue scene. It's a crucial identity reveal. The director is more meticulous than usual as she walks everyone through it.
This is when you realize your troublemaking sidekick is actually the squid you rescued.
Well, here's how I see it.
But today's discussion doesn't go smoothly as usual. The director and actor almost butt heads over their interpretations. As I try to mediate, Raphael has been intently sketching, suddenly hands over a detailed storyboard.
You can try following that if you want.
Why does this feel strangely familiar? Raphael leans down and whispers to me.
You told me your thoughts on the scene before, yeah? Doesn't it prove I was listening closely?
The intricate lines vividly capture the character's emotions. After reviewing it, the director and actor decide to rehearse using this storyboard. But Raphael doesn't put his drawing board away. He leans against the window and continues sketching. This is the last scene for today. Are you working on more storyboards?
There's a more important drawing I need to finish.
What kind of painting could be important enough to make our genius artist actually rush? He taps my forehead with his paintbrush.
It's the poster for our movie. That's something I can't let
Ah.
other people do.
I mean, hey, if you got an artist on the team, you know? A natural on set. Let's check out Silas's as well. I don't even think they started filming yet in theirs. Now they are. Before filming a gunfight scene, I made a special trip to Silas's armory to look around before finalizing the firearm section with the props master. By the time I returned to the set, Silas had just finished coordinating the explosion sequence. His gaze sweeps over me.
Didn't you brag about cleaning out the place before you left? Why are you empty-handed? Or are your standards so high that even the things in my armory aren't good enough anymore?
I adjust my jacket to better conceal the metal box tucked against my chest. It's a single trophy I brought back from Silas's armory. Hello, welcome. I cast a wide net to reel in a big fish. I don't want just any prey. I only need to snag the most valuable one. Don't you agree?
I'm curious. What could be so valuable to make you sneak around with it this entire time?
Then why does the Armory of Onokinus' leader, a place where every firearm is displayed, have something like this? I pull out a finely crafted box and wave it in front of him. Locked away in a box. And it's an exquisite box, too. Don't tell me there's another secret inside it. I won't believe you.
Oh, that. Are you sure you want to open it in front of everyone?
Excuse me? What did you... Okay, now I'm worried. Is it something you don't want to reveal? I guess I can help you keep it a secret, but... Before I can continue, Silas has already unlocked the box. Inside is a gun that looks familiar. Is this the gun that shoots heart-shaped smoke cloud? Oh! The one from the Bond story. The one that Luke and Kieran gave to me to use against Silas, and I was embarrassed. Yeah, when it's set off, it just shoots hearts.
You're well acquainted with this secret. I doubt I need to explain it to you.
Wait, does he keep it in a special box because it's a memory? A gun with zero lethality, and yet you still felt it was worth keeping.
Someone had the nerve to use a harmless gun while negotiating with me. There's nothing weird about me keeping it as a collectible.
Okay, that's kind of sweet, though.
I was even kind enough to modify it. No one will laugh at your taste anymore. Do you want to try it out?
Oh, what does he do now? I pick up the gun and tentatively pull the trigger. Confetti. Oh, a cat head! Colourful smoke bursts into the air. I watch it form into a cat head. Perfection. And this is supposed to be less tacky. Before I can argue any further, the pyrotechnics rigged for the explosion scene go off at the same time. Dust and debris fly. It's dusty. Although the firepower is there, it's lacking in the visual department.
You really are a little bomb. You even have standards for explosions.
We might have ruined today's
Onakainus's
filming.
weapons have always prioritized practicality. Aesthetics were never really a consideration. However,
His broad palm covers the back of my hand as he toys with the modified firearm.
if someone is willing to provide a little more inspiration, I wouldn't mind making the next batch of explosives prettier.
They're technically fireworks, then. More sort of deadly fireworks, aren't they? Okay, that was fun. We'll check out Caleb's as well while we're here. When filming the scenes where the exhibits come to life, the actors will need to perform without physical props in the empty exhibition hall and pay attention to leave enough space for post-production. Ah yeah, theirs was in a museum, wasn't it? The staff is moving the models used in the previous scene to the edge of the set. Oh, he's in that
Careful.
new suit. He shields me and swiftly sidesteps. I look up to see a dinosaur tail brush past my sore shoulder.
Are you hurt?
It's okay, I'm fine. The staff member lifts the tail and rests it on another dinosaur prop. The tail looks unique. It even has fan-shaped feathers at
Some
the tip.
experts believe this species might have used its ornate tail feathers to attract mates. Maybe it's secretly trying to send a signal.
Everyone, get into position. 3, 2, 1.
So it's like the peacock of the dinosaur world. Is that what we're saying? Filming begins, but things don't go smoothly. The actors struggle to get into character, and there are frequent coordination
Cut!
mishaps.
Everyone, take 5, then we'll try again.
With a mischievous look, Caleb slides up to me and takes my hand.
I have an idea that might help everyone get back on their feet. Do you want to help me?
It'd be great if the tail could swing back with momentum. Yes,
Oh yeah, you can
just
just
like
use
that.
his gravity evil. They don't even need special effects. The peacock of the dinosaur world is spine. You're in the game. Who knew? Bird-like creatures soar past, casting massive shadows on the ground. Terracotta warriors emerge from the corners, their armor clanking as they move. Using our evols, we make the museum come to life. Oh, okay, they're doing nighttime at the museum then.
This bird-like creature hasn't fully evolved yet. It can only fly low to the ground. Don't use too much force. Large mammals tend to bolt when startled. Focus your energy on them.
3 o'clock, the T-Rex, the walking whale are about to cross paths.
Copy that. Keep the walking whale on its original path, and keep an eye on the T-Rex's direction.
The two giant creatures passed within inches of each other, and the climatic scene wraps up without a hitch. My body suddenly feels weightless as a familiar evil gently lifts me off the ground. Caleb, you've got the wrong target.
How? I thought you were a baby dinosaur.
Don't play dumb with me. The big dino should put me down right now. That's an order. Unwilling to listen, the force still tugs my body. I have an idea. I grab Caleb's arm and shake it. Don't you always say I'm your little tail? Then you should be able to understand what I'm trying to tell you, right?
Smart move. I just taught you how baby dinosaurs communicate, and you're already putting it into practice.
My feet finally touch solid ground. I take a couple of steps to see Caleb close behind me. Out of the corner of my eye.
Wait for me.
I stop and our shadows merge under the light. See, now you're my little tail too. Whoever's following the other tail gets to be the tail.
You're right. Looks like I'm the one who's got to stick closer. You used up a lot of energy with your evol today. How about letting your little tail treat you to a late-night snack?
I like when the evols are used a bit more, you know? I feel like we haven't had a lot of that recently, so it's kind of like nice to see their powers used more. Cues up boxes by Aurora. Oh, that's cute. Alright. We'll see. We might as well see them all today. They just came out. Zane's.
Cut! Everyone! We're reshooting this scene in 10 minutes!
The director is stressed in every single lad's story event. On the monitor, the director replays the close-up shot.
Pause here, please. There's an issue with the character's behavior after being poisoned.
Oh, is he about to tell us why it's medically incorrect?
Based on the time of death specified in the script, the actor's makeup will also need to be adjusted.
Is his voice deeper? His voice sounds deeper, doesn't it? Is he putting on a director voice? It sounds a little deeper than usual. The makeup artist hurries over to Zane to discuss the details.
Having a doctor on set really does make a difference.
You have no idea. Dr. Zane is dedicated and meticulous. Nothing slips past him when it comes to his expertise. Yeah, I'm curious. Like, is that like... Whoa, what? Because in the card it sounded normal. Especially among the students he mentors. He has quite the reputation. The afternoon shoot takes place on the estate grounds. The goal is mostly to capture B-roll footage before filming begins. Zane and I get a moment to rest.
Are you tired?
Yeah, it's like it's definitely the same voice, but it's just deeper. I wonder if he was like... Maybe he had like a cold or something when he was recording it. His voice pulls me from my thoughts. I stretch lazily to let myself fall backwards and Zane catches me. Now that I suddenly have some free time, I'm not sure what to do with it.
Would you like to take a stroll around the courtyard with me?
Oh, it's strange, isn't it? Is that an invitation for overtime?
It's an invitation for a date.
Is it the same voice? What do you think? Is it the same voice but deeper, or is it a different voice? I can't tell. It's jarring because it's a very different tone to his usual voice. But in the event card, it was definitely him. Like, it was normal Zane voice just putting on a British accent. But the event sounds like a different guy, doesn't it? Bypassing the filming area, Zane leads me along a path on the west side of the courtyard. It's lined with flowering branches. This is well hidden. How did you find it?
I spotted it while looking at the estate's panoramic map.
It's... Okay, that did sound like him, but it did sound like the same voice but deeper there. The map, I looked at it too, but I don't remember seeing this at all.
Perhaps it's because we had different objectives. You were focused on finding suitable filming locations.
Only because of the inflection at the end. Like that little subtle hint of accent, you know?
And we're here.
Parting the low-hanging branches, a breathtaking sight appears before me. At the end of the path, the warm sun leaves shimmering ripples across the lake's surface. Everyone else sounded normal in there,
I simply wanted to find a place where we could enjoy our breaks together.
I wonder, do you think he was just like filming this between filming for the card and like the British inflection was still there a little bit because that maybe could explain it? It happens to Xavier sometimes too. Didn't Xavier's VA change at some point early on? I don't know if they changed the lines though. I vaguely remember reading about that, but that was super early on. Yeah, it's just throwing me off a bit. The lake glimmers with scattered silver light as gentle breeze passes. The liveliness of set feels like it's a world away. But yeah, I don't think it's that, Sakura, because it doesn't sound robotic, just deeper. After being stuck on set for so long, it feels like forever since I've seen scenery
I
like
asked the
this.
estate owner. This lake area was just completed, so it hasn't been added to the map yet.
Oh, it does sound a bit stiff, doesn't it? It did there. My phone suddenly buzzes with a message from the crew's group chat. I barely glance at its contents before Zane deftly takes it from my hand. Why?
I'm keeping this for now.
Well, that one sounded fine, though, that line.
You entered a zone that's currently experiencing a communications blackout. Your status as a producer has been forcibly set to offline. The B-roll shoot is scheduled across 2 days. Most of the locations have already been finalized, and this area is slated for tomorrow.
Who are you and what have you done with Zane?
No one will disturb us here.
It seems to be like wavering in and out
Let's
of it.
exercise our rights as the first to discover this place and appreciate the scenery together.
The accent seems to be like it's sort of a mixture between like the British we were hearing and the usual accent too. So I wonder if it's just a case of it was recorded between that and maybe the accent was hard to drop. I don't know. As far as I'm aware, they don't. And it's singular for each. Zane and I sit side by side on a long wooden bench by the lake. He turns to face me, the emotions in his eyes akin to ripples gently dancing across the water. This is like the first time I've heard an event where like his voice has been like tonally different. I was bragging to the director about how dedicated you are. Who knew you had a secret agenda?
Dedicated and having a secret agenda aren't mutually exclusive.
Because it sounds like the same
You
VA,
were
just
praising
like a
Zane
different...
as he worked. However, I am currently spending my time with you.
It sounds like the same VA putting on a different accent. That's what it sounds like. It could be, yeah. Maybe he wasn't sure if he was supposed to put the same... Like, it's slightly different from the Card's accent, isn't it? But it still sounds like there's a bit of a British inflection in it. So maybe that's it. Maybe there was some confusing, yeah. So that's like my best guess, Sakura, as to what's happened. That they were sort of recording it in between. And it would explain why, like I said, there's a bit of a weird British inflection there and a sort of deeper undertone. Because I think when you speak with a British accent, it's... American accents are higher in tone than British accents are tonally. In the card, it's a bit brighter, so maybe at some point he shifted it to a sort of higher tone. But yeah, it sort of feels in between.
When I'm inviting my girlfriend on a date, having a few selfish desires is only natural.
Zane's figure it looms over me. I close my eyes as warmth touches my forehead.
So, in this place that belongs only to us, in this moment that's ours alone.
Yeah, because like that line, if they'd done some weird AI thing, he wouldn't have pauses like that the way it's written there. So, and you could hear sort of the breaths in between too. So I think it's just probably some weird recording shenanigans. Yeah.
Think only of me. I need your selfish desires too.
Because I watched the other 2 chapters with the sound off, so I didn't notice until now. Because I was sort of like finishing off the stories while I was doing something else at the time. But so was it like that for chapter 0 and 1 as well, Sakura? But yeah, my best guess is that he was just recording things in between doing the British for the card and and it's resulted in a bit of an inconsistency there, maybe. Just a bit jarring, wasn't it? I've definitely heard some lines of Xavier's where it's like sometimes it sounds deeper and sometimes it sounds higher. Oh, you also had the sound? Hang on, we're gonna quickly check. Okay, let's see if at the beginning he sounds like that.
Where's my cake?
Let's,
The director's...
quick investigation.
An incident like this at a script reading might be a sign of box office success.
A little deep, but not as deep.
The culprit is the assistant director. As you've said, the culprit has no motive. This should be a misunderstanding. Assuming no one here is lying, the person who took the cake must have already left the room. The assistant director's cake has only been nibbled, and his phone is still here. He'll be returning shortly.
It's a little different, but it's not as different as that last one we just watched, right? You think he's the cake thief. Maybe that's why he's putting on a voice.
Of course. There's also one decisive piece of evidence.
So it was...
Oh, yeah.
Weren't you...
What are you looking at?
But it's not as jarring as the chapter we just listened to. Okay. So, maybe the mystery will be solved by the end of it. What's going on there? Okay, let's watch Xavier's now. Because of the staff shortage, Xavier and I help inspect the studios to keep things on schedule.
Yeah, this one is fine.
Oh, you know what it also could be too? I mean, if he changed his setup in some way, like microphone or studio setup, that could also cause there to be a slight sort of sound difference as well. Okay, next up is, as I scroll through the checklist on the screen, his hand taps the back of my head as if inspecting it. If only we had dealings with changing accents. Well, I mean, it's also difficult to stick to an accent as well. It's quite difficult, you know, and if you're switching between them during a singular recording, yeah, there could be some inconsistency there for sure. Like, especially if tonally, like I said, they're quite different. American's much higher than British. I think that's why when people say, Kay, do you do ASMR? I say no, because tonally my accent's all over the place. Because when I say something with an Americanism, it's much higher, and then suddenly it'll be like down low as it gets into Yorkshire. As the accent travels, it's like wee woo, wee woo, wee woo. So it's really difficult for me to set my microphone settings properly too, for like noise gate and things like that, because the decibels I'm hitting are really dependent on the accent that's coming out. And because my accent's, it's you know, intercontinental, it's really difficult to find the right settings because it really depends on which accent's coming out, like where that noise gate should be for me. So I can totally see that being a thing that could happen. But I'm not a professional, voice actor, so I would assume he has much more control over that than I do. As I scroll through the client list on the screen, his hand taps the back of my head as if inspecting it.
This one is the best. Nice and solid, too. Inspection passed.
Xavier does have quite an ASMR voice, doesn't he? Because he's got quite a soft voice. I stand on my tiptoes and gently tap his head in response.
What's the result? Am I good or bad?
Of course, you're good. Even though the Xavier who taps my head is bad, the Xavier who spends time with me despite being tired is great. Ooh, Xavier chuckles softly and the light overhead suddenly flickers. Did you use our evil?
No.
Is it broken? Xavier, lift me up so I can take a look. He supports me steadily with one arm as I lean in to inspect the light.
Can you see what's wrong? Should I check it?
Before he can continue, the set activates without warning and the train car shakes violently. What's happening? Several faces slam against the window with a bang, their features squished and distorted against the glass. The sight makes me shudder.
Don't look over there.
Xavier steadies me with one hand on my lower back as he sets me down and then cups the back of my head and holds me tightly. At this rate, I'll suffocate because of Xavier's hug before the fear makes me hyperventilate.
Exactly. I'm the bigger threat you should be paying attention to. So just focus on me.
He loosens his grip slightly. His warmth seeps through our clothes and the steady heartbeat forms an invisible protective wall around me. Are the things in the window still there?
It looks like they're about to swarm in any second now.
Well, I imagine they're not happy. What?
Don't worry. They may not look too friendly, but I can tell they're here to help based on their expressions. Sort of.
Sort of. The door slides open with a hiss, and I slip out of Xavier's arms before everyone rushes in.
Is anyone hurt? We saw the set activate from outside.
The train door was locked, so we couldn't get in. We had to press up against the glass to see if you two were okay.
I stay silent for 2 seconds before decisively giving them a thumbs up. You guys are perfect for horror movies. While the props team walk over to fix the ceiling light, I poke Xavier from behind. You knew it was just staff, right? You were too calm.
I was too focused on catching you to notice anything else. It didn't really
so it
matter
could have been
either way.
zombies then.
Even if it were something else, no one knows who'd be more afraid.
This is fine. So yeah, they're making a horror movie. Right, okay, so the story updates today were good. Zane's was a little jarring, but maybe it'll make sense by the end of it, what's going on there. Also, him and Xavier's VA had a harder time with this banner because they had to put on RP accents for their cards. So props to him for giving it a go. I thought Zane's British accent was pretty good though. You did a good job. I'm gonna have to see more of Xavier's card though first before I can give a critique on that one. But I'm sure he did a great job too. Right, goodness me. Okay. So, final chance for K-Cat Treat Chaos Time, everyone, as we're gonna be wrapping up for today. Don't forget to check your mail for the mugwort thing for your home. It's kind of cute. It's a nice little cute light decorative item and it's free, so don't forget to pick it up. I think we got an update. Yeah. Secret firearm plan. We got an update to with him with today's story too. No moments post though for today. The Wills of Neil Newborn. This is an RP accent. It's the bullshit accent. That is what RP accent is. Yes, it's the it's the posh bullshit accent. It's true. Oh dear, it really is. It reminds me, and I think it was Game of Thrones, yeah, because they had Sean Bean on, and they asked Sean Bean, "Can you do an RP accent?" He said no, and they told everyone else, "Right, you're doing Yorkshire accents then instead," because they were gonna have everyone up north do the RP accent too, but because he couldn't, they changed it, which I think made more sense in the end, but. I think it is harder to do an RP accent if you've got a Yorkshire accent, because it can be quite strong as well, depending on sort of like where you grew up as well. It can be difficult to shake off that. Right? Like, you wouldn't know Neil was from Birmingham unless he mentioned it, because his accent's like pretty much gone, I think. He's got a very sort of standard English accent now, hasn't he? Like, there's a little undertone of it, but you can't hear it much. She is. Oh, she keeps looking at Nuka, who's waiting down here, and she's waiting to relay to him what's going on. This is... This is how they communicate. So she's looking at me for the answer to then give to Nuka. Oh. Yeah. And then Nuka went, brr. I don't know what that means though. But he made a pigeon noise. Oh, is that? I'm gonna check. Nuka, can I get a head bump? Yay. Nuka. No, oh, okay. I was thinking about leaving me hanging there. People only notice it when he says the word one. Oh! I've met some people from Birmingham who have really strong accents and other people who not so much, and you wouldn't know they were from there. Yeah. But if the accent's strong, it is strong. I'm always surprised if someone says my accent sounds posh because you know, I think in England, I don't think anyone would say it sounds posh or southern. I've been called many things, but southern's a bit of an insult to the northerners. Okay, no. He doesn't want. He's not looking at me. He's sulking. Why are we sulking? You're so silly. Oh my goodness. Oh dear. So tomorrow we've got another Rebirth stream. We'll be going back to Final Fantasy and seeing what's in the cave. And continuing the main story because we didn't do much of it last stream because we were doing side quests. I'm assuming, Spine, after we get out of the cave, I can go back to the grasslands, right? It's not gonna, like, lock... Because I didn't think about it before I went across the swamp. Like, it's not gonna lock me out of anything there, is it? We can still go back and do all the... Oh, okay, good, good. Yeah, because obviously in the first game, we'd get locked out of areas, but I don't know how it's gonna work in Rebirth with the... open world system if you're pretty much just gonna have free reign. Oh, okay. Right, so it's just basically going between unlocking a new area then. But it's not gonna lock us out of it. I should have asked that before we started, yeah. There's very few areas you can't go back to in Rebirth. Awesome. Yeah, I definitely prefer that, I think. So I do think Rebirth's going to be more up my alley in terms of, like, a game mechanics I'm used to and enjoy. Yeah. Like, I've been enjoying the side quests so far. I know in the reviews a lot of people said there were too many for them and they didn't like that kind of, like, busy filler stuff, but I don't really mind it in an open world game. It's probably because I grew up with, like, you know, Oblivion, I think, though. So I'm just kind of used to it. Oh, Captu, thank you so much for the Ko-fi tip and getting us 212% today. Kitty Cat Treetos! Treeto time! Say thank you to Captu. Okay. Yes, yes. Did you? I don't know if you heard him on the microphone, but Nuka went... Bless him. Yes, yes, we're doing... Okay, I'm gonna go get the Treetos now, because he's whining. He saved... Yes, he has saved Rafayel from Nuka. He's not going to be a fishy stew today. Okay, it's so funny that the cats always pop up whenever we're doing like Raphael's card or there's some Raphael content on stream. They know. They know about the fish. Hey, Wriggle, welcome back. So they did a twist on Titanic, Wriggle, where they both drowned together, and the scene, you know, the iconic scene where he's holding her hands out, that was the dream while they were drowning. It was the dream while they were drowning. And he mentioned they had limited time, and I was just like, I don't know if you remember the myth from last year where she just she turned into sea foam in his arms, but yeah, they just keep making Raphael suffer. Everybody else had a happy ending. So it must have been salty, but yeah, they were like, you know what, Rose, you should have died too. So, yeah. They had it where Rose wouldn't leave him behind, basically. Yeah, I think, because he didn't have his sea god powers in the movie world, so he couldn't breathe underwater like he can in the real outside of it, yeah. And then they went on a fucking cruise after, Wriggle. They went on a cruise. And I was like, I don't know about you, but if I got stuck in the fucking Titanic and died and then brought back to the real world, the last thing I'm going on after that is taking my chances on a cruise, you know? No way. Not for me. All right, I'm gonna go get the kitty cat treats now. Okay. Whew. Here we go. All right. Okay. Sit. Everybody sit. Sit your bum bums down. Sit your bum bums down. Jenny, sit your bum bum down. Good girl. Nuka, bum bum. Sit your bum bum down. That's hovering. That's not sitting. Sitting. Sit. Nuka, sit. Yes, you sit. I looked behind him like there was another cat that needs to sit first. Sit down. Nuka, sit. We're waiting for you. Nuka. We're waiting for you to sit. Sit. Nuka. Oh, he's not gonna sit. Oh, Jesse. Oh. In the beard again. Really? Night. Still hovering. No, he does not. It's Jenny's got the brain cell today. Orange cats share them. Hey, Nuka! Oh my goodness. Jesse? I mean, Killy, sorry. Oh, goodness. Killy? I've sat now. But yeah, do your cats, like, do this too, Wriggle, where you tell them to sit and they kind of hover. It's like a squat. And they think it counts. Killy coming up slowly there, like Jaws. Your cat wants to lay down completely when eating, so you have to do the opposite. Oh, you have to tell her just to sit up. extra lazy. See. See, come on. Oh, you're not wanting to jump today. Get Nuka's little goofy eating face. Eating. Peppa started to stand on her back legs when you give her those treats to her. Maybe she thinks she's gonna get them sooner that way. Oh, like doing the little meerkat stand. Nuka looks massive on camera today, doesn't he? Nuka, it's okay. He's coming back to you. He is. Your cat does that while standing, though. She asks for dinner, and she's trying to wait patiently. Aww. Okay, I guess you get the rest, Jenny. Everyone's gone. Just wait, because she made a hole in it. Oh. The pause before the bite. You gotta let go. You can't eat plastic. Cats. Cats, eh? Oh, goodness. Thank you everyone for joining me for a quick little extra stream today, so we could get through Raphael's card. Hopefully you enjoyed the Once Upon a Frame event. I think we had some solid stories this time, but I'm really hoping we're getting a main story update soon. I want some more action and adventure scenes. Fingers crossed, and we tend to get a lot of that and some really fun kindles with the main story, so I'm hoping it's on its way. We'll have to wait and see. Maybe in a week or two we'll know what's going on. Fingers crossed. But yeah, thank you so much. I appreciate it for joining me today, and I'll get the timestamps for this VOD too for everyone's individual like story sections. Yeah. And tomorrow we're going to be playing some Final Fantasy Rebirth, and then on Saturday we've got some more Dynasty Warriors as we go through the Fall of the Han Dynasty. And that we're still on the Yellow Turban Rebellion, so we're pretty early on, so if you missed last week's episode, it's going to be easy to ease into the next one because we're still incredibly early in the timeline. But it's a lot of fun. Alright everyone, I will see you tomorrow for more Cloud and hopefully a little bit of Sephiroth. Hopefully we'll see a little bit more of him tomorrow. Have a good one everybody. Bye bye. Thank you for hanging out.